Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to request the audience to either switch off their handphones or put on the silent mode, please. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the public lecture series hosted by James Cook University, Singapore campus. This evening, we have the pleasure of listening to Professor Philip Pearce, and he's going to talk us. His topic of discussion is the future of shopping in Singapore: people, passion, and profit. Well, I'm sure most of us are very familiar with the 5 C's and the 4 P's of the marketing mix popular in Singapore. But today we'll share Philip's perspective on the 3 P's of shopping: people, passion, and profit. Professor Philip Pearce was the first professor of tourism in Australia and has held scholarship to the University of Oxford and Howard University. He has an honorary professor at Xi'an International Studies University in Xi'an, China. He has over 150 publications and 6 books on tourism. In a recent review, he was cited as the 7th most cited tourism scholar globally and number 1 in Australia. He is also featured regularly in lists of productive tourism scholars globally. Professor Pearce has won several awards and accolades. He is a frequent keynote speaker at the tourism conferences, including Council of Australian University Tourism and Hospitality Education, Asia Pacific Tourism Association, and so forth. He is the foundation member of the International Academy for the Study of Tourism and was the editor of the Journal of Tourism Studies until 2005. He has held grants from ARC, been a program leader at CRC Reef and Rainforest, and provided research and consultations to a number of government and business organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Philip Pearce on the stage.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's excellent that you've been able to attend this evening, and I very much look forward to talking to you and keeping you hopefully reasonably entertained. When you come and listen to a lecturer, it can be a bit of a situation that you're used to going to sleep and pretending you're interested, but I'll try and do a bit better than that and try and keep you entertained. I believe it's a good topic to come and talk in Singapore. But it's a bit more than just a good topic for me, because for me it's quite a personal link to come to Singapore again and be involved in this event. Why is it a personal link? Well, a long time ago, and you can see from the age of the photo of Orchard Road there, it was a very long time ago. It wasn't quite that long ago, there weren't quite buggies in the street, but Singapore was the first place that I came to in Asia when I left Australia to go and study in Oxford in England. And I spent about 2 weeks here on my way to go and study in England, and I really loved Singapore at that time. I really got a feel for life in the tropics. The little Australian boy, the kangaroos, the image there, leaving the sort of dry desert and coming to a tropic environment was really fantastic. I enjoyed it a lot. And I enjoyed it so much that after I finished my study in England, I actually returned to Australia and returned to live in the tropics. And James Cook University is in the tropics of Australia. It's in the north of Australia on the Queensland coast near the Great Barrier Reef. And it has as its ambition to be a leading tropical focused research university around the world. So Singapore for me was not just another place on my journeys around the continent, but an introduction to Asia and an introduction to the tropics. So to come here and speak again to audiences in Singapore is for me a bit like a homecoming. So as I approach this topic tonight, it is a good personal link. The direction of the presentation. I'm going to raise some general points about shopping. I'm going to outline a program of shopping studies we have done. and explain how this program of shopping studies may have something to offer locally and may have something to offer a range of shopping environments around the world. I'm going to summarise those findings from the program of shopping studies, and I am going to then make some remarks about Singapore itself, kindly, gently, because I don't come here to criticise. I come here, as I said, a person with an affinity for Singapore, a person with a very close, long-running record of visiting this location. So they'll be rather gentle remarks, but they're still remarks that you might want to pay attention to, and opportunities exist for some change. I think it's quite clear that shopping is everybody's business. It's such a familiar activity that it's almost hard for us to look at it in fresh ways. We are so used to this behaviour. It's not like we're talking about something bizarre and unusual, so it's quite a challenge to raise fresh ideas about such a familiar activity. It's what we call in the tourist behaviour world a low-skill activity, a low-skill entry. You don't have to train for weeks and weeks and weeks to go shopping. You just go out there with your credit card or your cash. So it's a low-skill entry thing, which means hundreds of people, literally almost everybody, once they can count and handle money, can get in there and do it. And it's everywhere. Shopping is everywhere. On the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe, you can go shopping. In downtown Sydney and Los Angeles, off you go. Everywhere you can go shopping. So this is something that's globally available. It's a duty on many occasions, just something we have to do. We have to get stuff. But sometimes it's purely a pleasure. It's an entertainment. So it's an activity with a range of meanings, and that's going to be important. Some people have also gone so far as to say it's an act of love. How can it be an act of love? Well, you can actually really be involved in working hard to provide something for somebody you really care about. You can really spend effort in shopping so that someone that's close to you, or that you want to be close to you, that you hope will be close to you if they like what you get them, can really appreciate. So it can be a very personal kind of experience, a very relationship-dependent experience. And of course it's the making of the economy in many ways. If we stopped our consumption, then we have to rethink certain aspects of our total economy. So it's got a business issue, it's everybody's business, and a lot of people are involved. And we have a language about shopping. We can talk shop, we can shop around, we can shop a criminal. That's not shopping for a criminal, that is to report a criminal. You can shop till you drop. When the going gets tough, the tough go shopping. I've heard lots of people say that at work. Going is getting tough, we're going to go shopping. And it's a topic which inspires enthusiasm from some people. Oh, you're going to talk about shopping. That's fantastic. Or, oh, you're going to talk about shopping. I hate shopping. So there's a range of emotional responses to it. So this is interesting because it's a whole activity, perhaps understudied, perhaps we need to take a bit of a fresh look at if we can. So how, as researchers, as people in a university environment, as people in a research environment, can we do something here? So we ask the question, what kind of research contribution can tourism and business academics and researchers make? Well, if you go and look in the literature, look in the detailed journals and the books and the articles and the libraries of the world about shopping, there is quite a bit of work. There's an analysis of some different types of shopping, different kinds of market segments of shoppers, might be different nationality, different age segments and so on. Shopper behaviour. Did you know, for example, that mostly you will purchase things that are at eye level and to your right-hand side when you've got a selection in front of you? You won't usually purchase things on your left-hand side and down low. All sorts of little issues like this. Profitability, certainly a topic in the literature. The strategies retailers get, where do you put the milk or the papers in your sort of 7 to 11, those sorts of outline details of the environmental layout of your place. So, there is work, there is research, and it's research that repays quite a bit of attention. But we need more than just description. When we do research, when we undertake new studies in areas, we need to have some ideas.